All right, let me jump in here 10 away from the top there. I'm going to ask both of you to define when you say race first, what you really mean. Because we hear the term all the time, coined by Marcus Garvey. But when you say race first, Brother Senghor, what do you really mean?
We have to deal with yourself first. You have to, first of all, understand in order for you to raise in consciousness, you have to know who you are. So, number one, we are African people. We're not anti any living being on the planet, but we're pro-us. Africa when Garvey traveled around the world and saw Africa on the bottom of the rung everywhere, he understood that something was wrong. Women have been oppressed. African people have been oppressed even on the continent. The Berlin Conference was not done by us. It was a divide and conquer tactic. So when we say race first, we're talking about coming together of African people with a mindset that we must return to our traditional greatness. So when we say race first, we're saying we need to come together first. We don't need to integrate with nobody else, but integrate with ourselves first. And once we've done that successfully and reclaimed our Africanity, reclaimed our continent, reclaimed our destiny, then we can look at possibly the rest of the world. But to look at the rest of the world in terms of the struggles that they're going through and to integrate has not worked for us. As Chief Fode say, and Malcolm made it clear, you can't have no civil rights until you got human rights. So we're dealing with our human right issue, our birthright, being race first. And all other people, listen, scientifically, we didn't create the Mongoloid, Negroid, and Caucasoid. Garvey said we need to be science par excellence. We need to be African. We need to understand our origin. We don't need to get caught up in other people's ideologies and philosophies, because all life of human beings come from us anyway, if you look at it scientifically. But we're not trying to address the issue of everybody else's problem. We're trying to deal with our problem. So race first, from a Garveyite perspective, that's what it means. Marcus Garvey was absolute.
Right. Brother Fode, I want you to chip in. Does it mean the same thing for you? You're on the continent, you're in Africa, you're in Sierra Leone. Is the same with Brother Senghor just described? Is it the same there?
Yeah, absolutely. I think here it's more about, like what Baba Senghor said, race as a political concept in the Western world is a real thing. And people in Africa don't have the same kind of race consciousness that we have in North America. They didn't go through the same histories or the same struggles with Yorugu to develop that race-first consciousness. And so you'll see that Africans seem to be slacking in terms of their race relations on the continent, and we always get stabbed in the back by the Indians, by the Chinese. They build Chinatowns and little Indias here too. And so when we say race first, we're talking about a political and economic concept of black consciousness on the continent. You can see it in South Africa. You can see it in different countries in micro. But we want this for the whole continent. We want all African people to be black conscious and have a race first approach to the world and to how we engage the other people in the world. If you look at the Europeans, they have mastered race first par excellence. If you look at the Chinese, they have mastered race first par excellence. And so Garvey, being a scientist himself, observed that, hey, all these other people that have these different phenotypes from these different continents and subcontinents, they have a race first concept. And that's why they're dominating us. And so, it's just us peeping the game, understanding that under all of the fugazi, that what we see is that we are Africans. We have to be Africa for Africa. We have to be Africans for Africa. First and foremost, we got to be pro-us without any apology.
Right. And hold that thought right there, because we're coming up on a break, and we got some folks who wanted to speak to both of you brothers.